right, welcome back. I'm going to speak to our guest Bob, and he's going to tell us a sniper joke I want to hear.
Well, this joke was in the directory actually twice because some women had told my wife they liked it so much they wanted to see it again to show their husbands, and there were three people going to they're being selected for sniper school, Marine sniper school, which is one of the toughest sniper schools in the world, and there was 2 men and a woman, and so the first man goes in and they set him down and they say, okay, we have your wife in the other room and she's bound and gagged, and they put a .45 on the table there and they say you have to kill her, and he goes, what? And they say, if you're going to be a sniper, you have to be able to take a human life without second thought. So he walks in and comes back out a few minutes later and he's crying. He goes, I just can't do it, I just can't do it. So they bring the next guy in. They say the same thing to him. He's like, what? And they said, if you're going to take a human life, you have to be able to do it without a second thought. So he snatches the pistol. He goes in there and he's all cocky, and about 5 minutes later he comes back out and he's crying. I can't do it, I can't do it. So they set the woman down and they say, ma'am, she was a sergeant. They say, Sergeant, we got your husband bound and gagged in the other room. And you have to take this and go in and kill him because you have to be able to take a human life without a second thought. So she goes in and closes the door and they hear click. All of a sudden they hear it break, all hell breaks loose in this room. And she comes back out about 10 minutes later and they said, what happened? She goes, I don't know, I pulled the trigger and it misfired and he broke free, so I had to beat him to death with a chair. So that's my Marine Corps joke.
Well, she still accomplished the mission.
Got the job done. We were talking at the break about the Homeland Heroes, our Veterans Day ceremony, which is November 11th, and the Marine Corps birthday is November 10th. I don't know why they didn't put them together, but they did. The 11th day, the 11th hour, the 11th month is known as Armistice Day, which was the end of World War I. That's when Germany signed the treaty. I believe it was the Treaty of Versailles in France then. And so this year, we've been doing this. This will be our 3rd year. We do it with the Pahrump Nugget. And this year we have a special guest. Each year it's gotten a little better. But we have Richard Allen Pittman coming, Master Sergeant, United States Marine Corps. He's a Medal of Honor recipient. Received the Medal of Honor in 1968 for actions in Vietnam, July 24th, 1966. Richard lives in California, and his platoon sergeant, from what I understand, when Richard earned his Medal of Honor that day, his platoon sergeant lives in Pahrump. So he has ties to Pahrump.
No kidding.
Yeah, and I can't remember his name. I need to get it from Richard because I believe he belongs to the Marine Corps League. And so I need to find that out. I've got it coming. I just haven't checked email for a couple of days.
Holy mackerel, the platoon sergeant lives out here.
Yep, I've had many conversations over the phone with Richard and emails out the wazoo because we've just been trying to fine tune this and make it happen. But he's coming out on the 10th. He'll be here. He's going to drive out. I know you guys have an event on the 10th. You guys have something going on, so we're hoping he gets here early enough to participate in that.
Yeah, usually they usually do something at Wolfie's.
Yeah, last year we cut a cake. We helped you. We sponsored the cake last year.
Right, I remember. And
then we took pictures of the oldest and then the youngest.
Right.
And then we took, I think Al Jones and one other guy were the oldest. And then there was, I can't remember all the players. But
I remember Al Jones. I don't know who the other one was. But
yeah, but I think Shockley was the youngest one there. Ken Shockley.
He might have been.
Yeah, but we want to get him out here so he can participate, and he'll be with us the 10th, the 11th, and the 12th, and he's going to go home Saturday. So on November 11th at 1300 hours, that's 1 o'clock for you non-military people, and that's p.m. Richard will be at the Pahrump Nugget, and what Richard has given me permission to do is reconstruct his uniform. He's given me a list of all his medals, and as you know, I have the Medals of Honor. I have display sets that I've had for many years, and so we made a decision today. We're going to display at least 4 uniforms, possibly 5. But Richard's will be the one that's front and center. And I've got a list of all his medals, and he doesn't even know everything he had. I just sat down and talked to him. Richard, you sure you got this? Because it sounds like you got this. He goes, yeah, that's right. He goes, oh, you get so many of these things.
You just got a copy of his DD-214.
I didn't want that because I didn't want to, I didn't feel that was correct for me to have his DD-214. He offered it to me, and I said no.
Oh, okay.
Because there would have been more than one, because he spent 21 years in the military.
That's true.
So there would have been at least... Well, he had at least re-enlist at least one.
Now, you say you're reconstructing his uniform. Is it going to be hanging up, or is he going to be wearing them?
No, it'll be on a I just went brain dead. We have a styrofoam dummy.
Like a mannequin?
Yeah, a mannequin. We have a mannequin that we strap them all on. And for those of you that were at our Memorial Day ceremony, you saw I did the Medal of Honor uniforms for Gary Gordon and Randall Shugart, who were United States Army, and they received the Medal of Honor in Somalia. Okay. I did for Douglas Monroe, who was the only Medal of Honor recipient from the Coast Guard. We did Lieutenant Michael Murphy, who was killed June 28th, 2005 in Operation Red Wing. This is where they lost about 16 Navy SEALs and Army Special Rangers. It was the deadliest day in the history of the Special Forces.
What year was that about?
2005.
Really?
June 28th, 2005. And if you've probably heard of Marcus Luttrell, he wrote the book Lone Survivor. He was the only survivor from that entire battle.
Oh, really?
And so if all these guys you hear that I was the only survivor in my Vietnam unit, well, that never happened. We know that. But in this Operation Red Wing, he literally was the only survivor. And then we did Captain Stephen Bennett, United States Air Force, from the Vietnam War. I reconstructed all their uniforms to size, to actual size they wore. Each uniform takes between 200 and 300 hours because I have to get their medals correct. I have to get their awards to those medals correct, the attachments or devices.
Right.
And then I have to get their unit citations correct. I got to make sure that I get their rate correct. And then I have to make everything authentic. So I have to get it from that time. And if you're familiar with military medals, they've changed.
Yeah.
The Medal of Honor, the color of the ribbon has actually changed like 7 times. It's been real light. In the Navy, they were real dark, and then they went to the blue they're at today. And in between there, they changed colors 3 times. So, there's a history on the Medal of Honor, and we actually have been able to get the ribbon that matches those time frames
right.
from for the issuance of the medal. And it's just really neat the way we do them.
So it's going to be up in the convention center.
It's going to be in the event center.
In the event center.
Event center.
That's going up towards the bowling alley, right?
Mm-hmm. Actually, that's where it's at. We're going to be sending out invitations to about 250 people that we are going to have the dignitaries, whatever they are. I don't know what she has planned. I just know that's about the invitations, and then it's open to the public. We want the public to come because there's only 87 Medal of Honor recipients alive today. Since November of last year, we've lost 5. We lost Robert Howard, who is considered the most decorated serviceman in the history of the United States. He was recommended for the Medal of Honor 3 times, and 2 times they said, well, we can't recommend you for the Medal of Honor because you weren't supposed to be there. This was in Vietnam. So he got a Silver Star and a Distinguished Service Cross.
Let me guess, he was in Cambodia.
Yeah, he was not where he was supposed to be. We lost John Finn, who was the oldest Medal of Honor recipient alive from World War II and the only one surviving from Pearl Harbor. He was 100 years old. We lost him in May. And then in 4 days, we lost Vernon Baker, who received his Medal of Honor in 2006, the first black man to receive his Medal of Honor from World War II. And then Nicky Bacon, who died 4 days after he did. And we lost him in July.
Jeez.
So these guys were losing them at an astonishing rate. And they just awarded a Medal of Honor, President Barack Obama, ran a military show, let's be respectful, awarded a Medal of Honor 3 days ago, I believe, posthumously for a Vietnam veteran. Okay. And Congress has approved, and they're just waiting for the date to award the Medal of Honor to Salvador Junta. He's from Iowa. He'll be the first get goosebumps. See those goosebumps? First Medal of Honor recipient that's living since the Vietnam War.
So right now, nobody from Afghanistan, Somalia, Iraq.
They're all every Medal of Honor that's been awarded since 1973 is posthumous.
Posthumous, yeah.
And the last one was awarded to last one alive was awarded to Norris out of Vietnam. He's the one they made that movie Bat 21.
Yeah.
He was the SEAL that went in with the team of Vietnamese and went in and got him. That's what he received his medal for. I get the goosebumps talking about this stuff. This is good stuff, man.
Yeah, it was Gene Hackman as the down pilot, and then Danny Glover had
that was all true. The whole movie was true.
Yeah.
But what they didn't show you was Norris going in to get him, and that was it. And,
so a silly question, because you're probably going to do it, is seeing as how the Master Sergeant's going to be here next month, and you're going to have your book, you're going to lighten his Congressional Medal of Honor in the book?
Actually, his will be in for November.
I figured you'd do that.
He'll be in there for November. And the good thing about Richard is he's agreed to sign autographs, and he's agreed to pictures. So when we break down, what we're going to do is we're going to break down his uniform away, and then I think we're going to do this and just have pictures taken with his uniform. We may have him take them with all. We haven't decided how we're going to do all that yet. But he has agreed to autographs, and he has agreed to interviews, and he's agreed to pictures.
He's going to talk about how he got his medal?
He's going to be our keynote speaker, speaking about the core.
Problem talking about
no,
it,
not at all.
like that.
That's what these guys do. And in my 4 years of dealing with the Medal of Honor and Medal of Honor recipients, this is what these guys do. They get paid a stipend each month by the government to go promote the United States military and educate our kids. Not just educate, but to educate our kids so that our kids grow up honoring and respecting the flag and what the flag stands for, and respect our military. And know that they're just not, like we had in Vietnam, but that us guys in the military, we're just not baby killers. We're there for a reason, and we're there, and this is the best way to say it. This man wears this uniform right now so that you can go out and protest. Period, paragraph, end of story. He's given you that right, because if you want to know where your right came from, don't ask. Your right to prayer didn't come from a preacher. It came from a Marine and a soldier. Your right to assemble, that wasn't given to you by a piece of paper. That was given to you by a Marine and a soldier who died for this country and served this country.
And the Navy, don't forget.
And yeah, I keep it short though. So that's one of the things we're trying to do, is we're just trying to educate the public on the Medal of Honor and what it means to our history. Like I said, out of the 3,400 Medal of Honor recipients, only 87 alive. And then we got, and you don't even know this yet, but we did get approval, and we have partnered with a large corporation to build the Southern Nevada Medal of Honor Memorial in Pahrump.
No, that I didn't know. When's this
and
going?
we will have the official announcement November 11th at the Nugget, and we're going to lay everything out. We're going to put all the players in place, and we're going to make it happen. And we're hoping to have it built within 2 years. So November 11th, 2012, we're hoping that the building will be in place and we'll have the display up.
Do you know where it's going to be at?
I can't tell you yet. Yeah, we know where it's going to. Yeah, we're pretty sure we know where it's going to be, and we know everything. We know all the details that we have at this point in time, but we just can't share them.
I'm going back to that classified. If I tell you, I got to kill you.
If I tell you, I got to kill you. But it's just a really good thing that we're going to bring to Pahrump, because it's going to be one of only 5 that's actually recognized as a memorial.
That'll be good.
There's tons of them out there, but none that's really sanctioned in the Congressional Medal of Honor Society.
And we might be able to get him back as a guest speaker to be the grand opener. Richard has actually offered to be our consultant on the building of it and how things are displayed and everything. So Richard will definitely be involved. All right, we're looking forward to that.
It's going to be a lot of fun, a lot of good for Pahrump. We're hoping to bring some jobs here and some traffic here and some people here, and make this happen.
All right. I'll be getting with you on November 11th on Veterans Day so we can meet and talk some more. And this is about do it for our episode of the show. Remember, you have a story, I want to hear it, and I want to share it with everyone else. So thank you, Bob, for being on the show.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Semper
Fi.
Semper Fi. See you next week.